Hello. Well, if you're watching this, the whole purpose of this video is to help keep you organized or how to keep track of your schoolwork while working from a digital platform like Schoology. Now, I understand it can be tough. I understand it can be scary because there's a lot of different factors flying throughout, Schoology trying to keep yourself on track. So what I want to do here today is to help you keep yourself organized and to help you figure out how to make sure you don't miss assignments and keep on top of when assignments are due. So to get you started, there's this this kind of fake student account that has been created for teachers to use. It allows us to fully see how Schoology looks from your guys' end. So we just call it sample student account. So you may have already seen some of this in my videos before. So what we're going to do is I want to show you something that I uploaded into my class that's going to be of huge help to all of you. So if we go into, Schoology, right, and for some people it's going to say virtual 4th hour, some people it's going to say, something else, but either way you're in social studies. If you go into the resources folder, something you're going to notice is I have a new folder in there called homework/planner sheets. So something that I really, really push on you guys is that it's important to try to keep yourself organized during this time. And I think, physically just writing something down is like the easiest thing you can do. Now, what I did is I uploaded 3 different versions of these sheets, right? So if you click an open homework sheet, you're going to find this sheet here. You guys probably recognize this. I've put this in class before, right? It has multiple days of the week, and then it has all of your classes that you can put here on the side. I've already listed the core classes, and then you can list your electives on the next page, because I've had some kids that are familiar with this and they like it. Now, when you open this, I'm going to have it as a link. So just to kind of show you, so if I open this up, I have directions on how to make a copy, and then if you click here, it'll take you to a link that'll take you to this page. So what will happen is you just simply go File, right, over here, click Make a Copy, and then here you can go ahead and name it whatever you want. Homework sheet for the week of November 16th through 19th, or homework sheet for week 1, whatever you want. You can pick which folder to save it in, and then you simply click OK, and it'll go ahead and open a new folder for you. Like I said, I created this one so that you guys can kind of see what it looks like. Another version that you may see, and I set it up this way so that you guys can make multiple copies of this. Another version that you will see, because I wanted to give you guys a couple different versions. This one's called a weekly planner. So if you click and open that up, it will take you to one that looks like this. So maybe some of you don't want to have one that has like individual for each of the classes, or maybe you don't like the way I have that one set up. This is another version that you can try as well. So it's just weekly planner. You can go ahead and write down each class assignment. You can write down the date at the top. And the idea is that you can go ahead, you can print this off, or you can do the same thing as like what I showed you with the other one. You can click File, make a copy, and then you can make your own copy to edit and save online. Now, something that's kind of cool that I kind of discovered is when you make a copy of this page, like let's decide you want to go with this page, what you can do is you can click, if you click on the tab, like you use your 2 fingers and like you double click, it brings up this option here called Pin. So what it does is if you click Pin, what it'll do is it'll make like a mini version of the tab over here, and then it'll keep it open for you so you don't have to worry about accidentally closing out of it. That way, every time you open up your Chromebook, it's already there, you can look at it. And if you decide you don't want it pinned anymore, you just double tap on your keypad, and then you'll notice it'll give you the option to unpin right here. And then it unpins it. And then you can simply just close the page when you're done. Now, the other one that I wanted to show you all, oops, lost my space. Here we go. Then the other one I wanted to show you is it's another version of a daily planner that I created. I just kind of looked online, saw some different daily planners, and I just wanted to show you. And it's this one right here. This one's got a little bit more open space, right? If you want to put each day in here, if you want to just use it as just a simple single daily planner sheet, but it just has more space, you can use that as well. And it has 2 spaces, so 2 pages. So the first page has your 4 core classes, and then if you scroll down here, then you have a space to put your elective class, so whether you have art, band, gym, whatever, okay? So now what I want to go ahead and show you all is, okay, so cool. Like let's say, and I'll show you guys how to fill it out on each sheet, but let's go ahead and say, all right, well, I am a face-to-face student that's now virtual, or maybe I'm just starting out as a virtual student, whatever. Let's go ahead and go into one of my classes. So let's just assume, each teacher has added their classes in here. So let's go ahead and click in this one, Algebra 1. This one already has some times in here, but let's pretend for the sake of our example that this is Monday and it's first hour, right? Because something that you should always make sure is that, you should have already gotten a set schedule to follow from the school, how long each of your hours should be. If you don't, or in the future you find yourself doing an online thing, always set a schedule and make sure that you stick to it. Hey, my first hour starts at 8 and it ends at 8:30, and then my second hour starts at 8:40 and it ends at 9:10. Make sure you stick to those times. Set timers, set alarms, so that way you follow those times. Keep yourself to a schedule. So what I can do here is I take a look and I see, all right, well, remember how you'll see in all of your classes, a green folder means that's what we're working out of. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a click, and I'll go into here. And let's say, all right, let's go ahead and go into Monday and see what's for Monday for Algebra 1. Okay, so I already see that there's one thing in here to do right now. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I can go ahead and I'm going to come over here, and I'll show you on each of these planners. Right, so let me show you on the weekly planner. So let's say this is Monday the 16th. I'll go ahead and put Monday the 16th. Right? Now, for my scenario, I went ahead and I printed this off because personally I like to have something to write on. Now, you can fill this out digitally as well. So Monday, I may write math, and then I'm going to make a list of what I need to do. So let's see here. The first thing I need to do is solving absolute value equations review. So I'm going to write down, I'm going to shorthand it, solving ab value review. Okay, and let's see here. When is it due? It is due November 11th at 8 a.m. Well, let's pretend it's November 16th at 8 a.m. So it is due, I'm going to write due today at 8 a.m. Okay, so I know I need to get this started. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead, I'll click, I'll complete the assignment, I'll get it done, sweet. When I have it done and submitted, then what I'll do is I'll put a little check here. I'm done. But let's pretend that maybe I didn't want to go with this weekly planner. Let's say I went with this homework sheet. Cool. So I find where math is. I do the same thing as I did before. I put maybe a dot or a dash and I write down solving ab val review. Keep in mind, I'm just shorthanding this. Due today at 8 a.m. Okay? And I may even go here and put week of November 16th through 19th. Okay, well, I go on, I complete the assignment, I put a check mark, I'm good to go. Or if I'm working on this sheet, same thing. This is, once again, just a different version of the daily planner. I can just go ahead on here on math, solving absolute value review, due today at 8 a.m. Same thing. I complete it. I put a check mark. Okay? So whenever you go to open up a new class, write down all the assignments that you need to do, and then as you complete them, put a check, right? Now, let's say hypothetically, I knew I had 2 days to complete this. So, all right, well, if I go ahead and let's say I see, okay, well, I had solving absolute equations review, I had equation practice, and then I have equation test. Okay, so I wrote down, okay, so I have equation practice, that is due tomorrow at 8 a.m. And then the equation test, let's say, once again, we're pretending this is Monday, right? Let's say the equation test is on Thursday. Okay, so I know, all right, so I went ahead and I got my equations review done. I know, all right, well, this equation practice, let's see here. I still have another 10 minutes left to work in my math. So I'm going to go ahead and get this started. And if I got this started, maybe I'll say started, but I don't have it done. Because then let's say I got done with this in 20 minutes. I got done with this by 8. I was working on this till 8:30, but I still have more to do. Crap. Oh, I have to get on to social studies. I'll come back to this tomorrow, and then I have it written here that I need to finish this so I can double check. And then when I go on to social studies, of course I'm having you guys go into social studies, la duh. Then when I go into social studies, I go ahead and I open it up. I see Monday, and I see, oh look, there's a couple of things that Mrs. Bartos wants me to look at. Cool. So then I write down what I'm doing for social studies. Geo pretest. And when do I need to have that done by? Well, let's see. Oh, this is due, and once again, let's pretend that this is due today. So this is due today. So I go ahead and click today. So I know I need to get that done right away. And I do the same thing for each subject. And when the day is done, then I can come back and double check and see, okay, well, I've got this done, I've got that done. Oh, I still need to get this done and it's due tomorrow morning. Why don't I come back and I can revisit this and get it finished? Oh, I've got a equation test coming up in math in a couple of days. I got to make sure to set some time aside today to study. So the idea is that you can use these to keep track of your assignments. Now, I showed you primarily on this sheet, but you can do a similar thing on this. It's a little tighter in space, so that's why I didn't want to give this as your only option. You know, some of you may find this is just a little too much or too little to write on. And then, of course, I have a weekly planner, too, because this one focuses more on the day. So if you're one of those people that you feel like you need a full week one, well, you can do math, and then underline, and then do SS, and then underline, and then do science, and then underline, so that way you can keep track. You can even, oh, well, as I get this done, big X, done there, and that way you can kind of keep track as you're going through each day. So hopefully that helps make a little bit more sense. Basically, the moral of the story here is write down what you need to do for each class the minute you open the class up. That way you can physically check off and see what you've got done. And then at the end of each day, you can double check what you need to finish for tomorrow. And when you go ahead and, okay, it's now, that was yesterday morning, now we're into Tuesday morning. Okay, let me double check. Okay, oh, I have some science I need to finish, so I need to make sure that on top of finishing this science assignments today, I need to make sure I set some other time aside to finish my science stuff because that's due Wednesday. So you can use this to help keep track of what you're doing and what you need to do. You can even show this to your parents so you can say, see, this is what I've got. Don't forget, if you're still confused, if you're still worried that you may be missing something, you can always go into, for any of your classes, you can always go into the grades tab. And then you can always look and see, always double check here. Oh, look, geographic features pretest, it's coming up due. Well, I can always just click on a link. And it will take me directly to the assignment to complete it. Okay, folks. That's it. If you have any questions, please let me know.